you saying the fact that the DSS and the National Assembly could not detect that this minister had in his past, at some point in his past, encouraged or supported terrorism? And the fact that Nigerians, you said nobody in Nigeria could actually come up to object his engagement. Do you think that is enough for us to still retain this man in the cabinet of the national, of the federal government?
Nepotism, it's based on the way people understand it. I'm not here to defend Mr. President, but I equally have my personal view about governance. Anybody that is put as a president of this country, in one way or the other, people must accuse him of sentiment, people must accuse him of religiosity, people must accuse him of... So that is a consistent culture in some of our politics, particularly in Nigeria. But Pantami is what should be done as a parliament. Parliament has done its own, but people must equally understand how governance operates. It is not within the powers of the National Assembly to remove a minister. The president reserves the constitutional right here either to remove Pantami or not to remove him.
What is wrong with our people and integrity? Why can't you say, yes, I wasn't a minister when I said these things, but I know this has a great effect on my people and how they feel towards me and how they feel towards what I'm doing as a minister. I hereby step down for there to be investigations. And if the government and the people see that I'm no more a part of that movement or that thought process, then I think the people can bring me back with their, with the clamor and say, oh, yeah, these are the things that I've been accused of.
So the honorable thing for you to do is to step down.
Just step down. Do it. You don't need the president or the presidency to make that decision for you. You can do that on your own.
I just feel like our leaders could have done a better job of managing this situation. You know, there's a common saying, a stitch in time saves 9. Now, we are not at 9. We are at like 990 something. We could have dealt with this situation before it became this bad.
I suspect that there's a form of sympathy towards this insurgency. There are people who are sympathetic to them for whatever reason, whether it's religious, whether it's ethnicity, whatever it is, they are sympathetic. So the stand that you expect someone to take and see these people as criminals, they are not going to take that stand because they are already, biased by their interests. That's one. Secondly, the political will is not there.
The Nigerians that should be having this conversation, that should be taking over this country, and Nigerians who have real stakes.
Who have real stakes.
Many of our leaders don't have real stakes anymore. And that's why it is convenient to sit down, have politicking, have having a meeting. The president said, I know you're interested, you have a community.
So how do you change this?
You're just meeting.
How do we
They are just
change
committee
it?
over committees, and you're having meetings, and you're telling us the president is passionate, he's very interested, he likes the people.
His empathy.
You are talking.
You are talking.
When we are the stakeholders in this country, with small children growing up in this insecurity.
You know, Governor El-Rufai has been on the front burner and for his stance on no ransom for kidnappers, despite the cries and the videos that we're watching. And many people think, oh, he must be heartless. Oh, it's because his children are not involved. As someone who is part of intelligence, what do you think? Do you think his stance is fine in this situation?
No, Governor Rufai is trying to correct his mistake. Because, I say so because Governor Rufai was paying ransom to bandits, even when they were not kidnapping people. He was paying them protection money, so to say, because it is there, it's in the media, it's not a new thing coming from me. He was paying them, and then we keep on talking of zero tolerance to ransom, because after they receive the money, they come back to him. After they take the money, they come back. And he has come out to say, no more. Even if my son is kidnapped, I'm not paying. And that is what the people are saying, okay, if you don't want to pay, then you see what we can do. Yeah. That's the situation we have right now. But I am happy for the governor that at least he has come to the realization that anytime you give them money, they use it to go and,
equip themselves.
Buy new arms. You know how much one AK-47 costs? More than 300,000-400,000.
Really?
Yes.
One?
Yes, one. So when you see these people carrying all that,
they're heavily funded
all over places, we now start talking of terrorism financing.
One thing is common to any substance that young people abuse, and it is the fact that it is psychoactive. Like I said, it affects their brain, it affects their thoughts, it affects individuals' thinking, it affects their behavior. On the long term, these drugs have effects in other areas, causing amnesia, that's people beginning to forget. Each of these drugs may have specific mental health side effects. So marijuana, for instance, on the long run with heavy use causes what we call a motivational syndrome, because such that the individual does not really see the need to want to do anything, because time for them will pass slowly.
When we came to our place, and it was, and I said, I'm going to see off the people. That is when he spent 30 minutes. And let me tell you what he did. He licked our own body, stuck his tongue in our ear, kissed her passionately, fondled her breast, used his hand to rub all over our private parts, rub all on our legs, start pressing. And no, I can't even an adult. I don't time that.
There's a difference between defilement and indecent assault. The law is the law. There are offenses that are bailable, there are offenses that are non-bailable. As we speak today, this minute, indecent assault is a bailable offense. Wow. Unfortunately, it is a bailable offense.
As of today, the offense that has been alleged, upon which he was arrested, which is the second offense, because we need to be looking at that one, is a bailable offense. Unfortunately, the Constitution says you charge somebody between 24 hours, where the court is far, or 48 hours. Now, Jusun are on strike. They are not able to charge him before any court. So the police is caught between two opinions. Do we continue to keep him and risk a constitutional lawyer coming to meet us and say you are breaching his fundamental human rights? Or do we release him? Unfortunately, they are between the devil and the deep sea.